Hey everyone, my name is Preston McKissick, and I am the Regional Director for the Ohio Valley region with Keller Williams. We've got about 26, about to be actually 27, offices between Southern Ohio, all of Kentucky, and Southern Indiana. So I help support all of our different franchise owners and also work with a lot of top agents in the area, both with Keller Williams and without. And today I wanted to shoot a quick video for you about technology in real estate and exactly what you need to know to stay ahead. This is a big topic for a lot of us, and if you're anything like me, you tend to pay attention to the news lately, and especially when it comes to real estate and technology, because as you're probably well aware, and I'm sure you are, there's a lot of technology changes that have been happening in our industry, and you're seeing major competitors uh, coming out with different things about tech, and you're seeing these companies coming from outside our industry into real estate and trying to bring that technology with them. So I want to talk a little bit about what you need to know to stay ahead, and also what's important about the technology changes that are happening in the industry. Now, there is a great migration that you need to be aware of, and I want to walk you through this. You see, on one side of this great migration, you've got real estate companies, right? The brokerages that have always been, right? And then on the other side, you've got these tech companies. And there is a great migration right now from these real estate companies to tech companies. Now, if you look at the real estate side, you've got your major competitors, right? You've got Keller Williams. We've got over 180,000 associates worldwide. We're the largest by agent count, I think by double of what our nearest competitor is. You've got Remax, of course, Coldwell Banker, your Berkshire Hathaway, and then whatever company you're with. If you're not with one of the major four, and of course, Century 21's a big player in there as well. And on the other side, you've got these technology companies like Commissions Inc., Boomtown, Brivity, Real Geeks, and lots of other tech solutions that are out there. There are more and more coming out every single day. And these tech companies and these technology solutions are what agents run their business off of. Okay, they're critical, and they're becoming more and more important to how a top real estate agent operates today. If you go talk to any top producer, their tech solution is a major component because it hosts their database, right? It's how they communicate with the people that they've done business with in the past, and their referrals and the new leads that come in, right? They use a CRM system or a technology solution to really manage that life cycle and to manage those relationships, and it's critical. And so there's this great migration happening from real estate companies to tech companies, and I want to talk a little bit about why that is, and I want to ask you a question. Let's say your company I don't care what company you're with, just whatever company you're with. Let's say they came to you today and they said, "Hey, I want to let you know that next year we're going to double the cost of what you're paying us." What would you say to that? Think about that for a second. What would you say to that? We're going to double the cost of what you pay us. Most of you, and this is the answer for almost every single real estate agent that I've asked this question to, most of you would say, "Forget it, I'm going to go somewhere else." Because if you doubled the cost, I'm not getting enough value to stay where I'm at. I'm going to go look somewhere else, right? And this is true no matter what company you're with. And again, most agents that I've asked this question to have agreed they'd go looking somewhere else. Now, I want to ask you, what if, for those of you who are top producers, and as you become a top producer, if you're not one yet, this component of your business becomes more and more important. But let's just say that you're using one of the top solutions like a Boomtown or Commissions Inc. or Real Geeks, and that company said, "Hey, just want to let you know that next year we're going to double what you're paying us," right? What would you say to that? And I asked top producers this question who are doing hundreds of transactions a year, and they kind of look dumbfounded for a second, and they think about it, and they say, "Well, I wouldn't like it, but I'd have to pay it." See, the truth is, today in the real estate industry, more top agents are finding more value in the tech solutions that they're using than the actual real estate company they're associated with. And this in lies a major, major issue in the real estate industry today, and we're going to talk about that. Let me ask you this question. Is it easier for a tech company to get into the real estate industry, or for a real estate company to get into the technology industry? Think about that question for a second. And if you really think that through, what you'll find is that it's a whole lot easier for a tech company to come into our space than it is for a brokerage to try and move into the tech world. And you don't have to look very far to find great examples like the behemoth in our industry, Zillow, right? Who's stepped in and disintermediated the way that they basically sell us back our own leads, right, from our own listings. And then you've got Opendoor, OfferPad that are going out and buying properties and then putting them back on the market. And then you've got companies like Redfin that are trying to say the tech we build is so much more important than the agent. The agent isn't important in the process. So use us because we have great technology for consumers going through the process of buying and selling. So you see all these tech companies coming into our space to try and disintermediate what we do. And herein lies the truth. Keller Williams has planted their flag in the sand and said, we're going to build tech, and we're going to be a tech company. And I will tell you that when they made this announcement at Family Reunion, which is our big national convention, back in February, there was a lot of chatter in the industry of why would they do this, right? Why would you say you're going to go from being a real estate company to a tech company? What does that even mean? Essentially what that means is, hey, we have to build technology to stay competitive and to stay ahead in this industry, because if we don't, we're going to continue to see more companies step in and try and disintermediate the commissions that our agents are getting in. And at Keller Williams, we're not willing to do that. We're going to take a stand for our agents and for their commissions, because and for anyone out there, you work hard for your commissions. You work hard at the job you do. And so Keller Williams has just basically said, look, we're not going to stand by and let our industry get taken over by tech companies. We're going to build tech that our agents love to use and that consumers will love to use. So let's talk through that a little bit. And this is the landscape today. You've got companies that operate in two worlds. You've got the physical and you've got the digital. Now, companies that operate out of the physical world, what they say is, what's the least I can do every day to operate in the digital? And then the companies on the opposite side, right, that operate out of the digital world, they look over at the physical and say, what's the least I can do in the physical world to operate? So if I were to ask you, what's the winning strategy here? What would you say? If you think about your business, hopefully you would probably say that the winning strategy is to be digitally based and physically enhanced. And the only way you can do that is to leverage technology to help you do more and help you do it more efficiently and give your consumers a better experience, right? So this is just another example of why Keller Williams is shifting being a tech company and building technology, because it's important for our agents to be digitally based and physically enhanced in everything that they do. And you don't have to look very far, again, to see evidence of this, right? Let's talk about Amazon, very much a digitally based company that's physically enhanced. You know, they do have physical locations in bookstores. They've got these warehouses that pop up and down in order to fulfill shipments that they need to deliver at different places in the country, right, in different times of the year. So they very much do live out of the digital world, although they use physical to enhance what they do. Think about who they put out of business when they step into the industry, right? They disrupted Borders Books and put them out of business. And if you remember that, it was a painful thing to watch. But Amazon is totally disrupted the way that retail is done, and also disrupted the way that books are done. And again, Borders was put out of business because of what Amazon did. And then another example would be Netflix, right? Netflix came in, and who'd they put out of business? Digitally based, physically enhanced. Netflix moved in and put physically based company Blockbusters out of business, right? Blockbusters didn't want to adopt technology, didn't want to move into the technology era, the tech industrial revolution that we're in today, right? And because of that, they paid with their company. So this is the new competitive landscape we're in today. You've got this spectrum right here, and this is critical for you to understand in today's environment in real estate. On one end of the spectrum, you've got the agent. This is the way, you can see the MLS books. I love that picture at the bottom there. But this is the way businesses has been done for a long time, and there are still agents out there who operate out of just using Stone Age thinking, and they don't want to move into the tech era, right? They want to don't want to leverage technology. They just want to be a field agent and sell real estate. And the truth is, the agent's dying away, right? And so if you go to the other end of the spectrum, tech, this is where big Fortune 500 companies and Wall Street would love to take our industry, where they can totally cut the agent out of what they do, what we do in real estate, disintermediate our commissions, and have the ability for you to just walk up to a kiosk and go and purchase a house, right? Here's the reality, though. Both of those ends of the spectrums are either dying away or probably never going to happen. The agent, without using tech, is dying away because agents who are leveraging technology, and if you pay attention in real estate, you see this. 10, 15 years ago, You didn't have agents come into real estate and be able to start selling hundreds of houses a year in less than 5 years, right? But if you look today, you're seeing new agents come into this business, and some of them are just able to absolutely blow up their business and sell lots and lots of real estate because they leverage technology, right? So the agents really dying away, the ones who don't adopt technology, and then on the other end of the spectrum, you've got tech, just simply tech, and that will probably never happen. At least that's our belief at Keller Williams. Our belief. That's my personal belief, because real estate's not linear. There's lots of moving pieces, and the agent really serves a purpose in the process of helping people buy and sell. Now, that leaves these two in the middle, tech-enabled agent and agent-enabled tech. And let's quickly talk through the difference here. Here's all you need to know. Tech-enabled agent says that the agent is more important than the technology, and agents are going to leverage technology to do what they do better, faster, and to give the consumers a better experience. And then on the other side, you've got agent-enabled tech. Agent-enabled tech says that the technology is more important than the agent, and the agent's only there to support the tech, so the agent's really not that important. Herein lies the battlefield that's being fought right now in our industry, and Keller Williams has taken a stand for real estate agents everywhere and said, we believe that our industry is better when agents are at the forefront, helping people buy and sell and delivering them great experiences and using technology to leverage that, versus, hey, it's all about the tech and the agent's really not that important. You can see companies like Zillow, Redfin, Opendoor, OfferPad, Realtor.com, all of these people who would love to find ways to continue to disintermediate our commissions over here on the agent-enabled tech side. And there's a clearly defined line in the middle on the Keller Williams side, which is the tech-enabled agent, right? So I want you to be aware that there's this battlefield going on, and I want you to think about, where does your company align in these two goals? Are they actually doing anything to help enable you to be better, faster, do things more accurately, have more insights to be able to share with your consumers so you are more valuable, and also giving your consumers a better and better experience, right? You got to leverage technology to do those things. So how's your company helping you do that? At Keller Williams, we're building tech, and I'm going to show you a couple of those, a couple of what we're building here in a minute. So what is the goal of Keller Williams technology? Let me just share this with you real quick, because it's important to understand why we're doing what we're doing for you to see. And again, this is going to be some really cool stuff I'm going to show you. You're definitely going to want to watch this. But let's just talk about the goal of it first, so you understand kind of the why before we go into the what. So here's the first goal. The first goal is to put a moat around our agents in our industry. What the heck does that even mean? Well, we talked a little bit about that, but here's a great example to walk you through what that means. There's 4 cycles that someone goes through in the purchasing or selling of a home. And these are the 4 phases. You've got voyeur, search, buyer, and ownership. So what does that really mean? Well, voyeur, on one end of the spectrum, of the first step in the process, voyeur is simply looking at houses just because you like houses. So if you have any clients or friends who just love HGTV, and every time they see you, because you're the local real estate agent, right? So every time they see you, they're like, oh, I just watched this HGTV show. I just love looking at houses. That's a voyeur. They have no intent to actually purchase or sell any real estate. They just love real estate. I know we all have friends like that. So I want you to think about, who controls this right now, the agent or technology companies? Who controls this part of the process? If you think about it, it's actually controlled by tech companies, right? Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, these places where people go to start their, just to look at houses, or Pinterest. People go to technology solutions. They don't go to the agent, right? So hopefully you agree, tech companies control voyeur. Now what about search? Search is a little different than voyeur, because search is looking with an intent to purchase. This is really where people are starting the process of thinking or going through and buying and selling a home. So again, who controls this, agent or tech? The answer is technology companies again, right? Same companies I mentioned earlier, Trulia, Zillow, Realtor.com, Pinterest. People are going to go start their search on sites that allow them to view and use technology to do that. So again, they control this part of the process, right? Now, what about buyer? Buyer is the step in the cycle where you're actually transacting. So who controls that right now, agents or tech? Well, the truth is agents. Agents actually control the transacting process. More people go through buying and selling a home with an agent than they do with, either for sale by owner or leveraging technology to do that. And so this is the foothold we have in our industry right now. Now, what about ownership? Ownership is an interesting one. Ownership is the process from when you finish selling a property to when you go through the cycle again, right? So it's the actually owning of the home cycle, and it's typically and it definitely is the longest of all the cycles. I think the average is like 7 years or something like that. Who controls this right now? Is it agent or tech? The answer is this one's kind of up in the air. Ownership is really not controlled by agents or tech. It's my opinion, and hopefully it's your opinion, that it should be controlled by agent, because if you think about it, 70-something% of buyers and sellers would use the same agent again, and only something drastically different, like 17%, actually do. That tells me that agents have done a really bad job of helping consumers manage the home ownership process and staying in contact with our past clients who have done business with us. So this is a field that technology companies right now are trying to find ways to turn a profit on, how to actually make money in. And so this one's right now really the Wild West. So let me ask you this. If tech companies control Voyeur, if they control search, and if there's a good possibility that they could have a strong foothold in tech, where do you think they're going to move next? Yeah, they're going to move into buyer, right? They're going to move into the one place they aren't dominating, right? They're not capitalizing on more and more. This is why controlling, putting a moat around our industry and our agents is so critical. And the way that we believe that the only way we believe you can do that is you got to build technology solutions, not only for agents that agents love to use, but tech solutions that our consumers love to use as well. So it's really an and here, not an either or. We got to build both. And in doing that, if we can control the agent, right, by giving them great tech, and we can control the process with the consumer by giving them technology that they love to use in going through the process of transacting, then we've done a great job of putting a moat around what we do and our importance in the industry. So the second goal of Keller Williams Technology is to redefine the consumer experience. And I hope it's okay with you. I want to show you one of the ways we're doing that right now. Here's one of the tech solutions that they're working on currently at Keller Williams. So this is a portal for your clients to log into. Let's say you're the listing agent on a house, and your client logs into this portal and sees that they've got 4 offers that have been submitted on their home, right? This is offer management. So they can actually go through and see all the different, what's different about the 4 different offers that they've received, or however many offers they've received, right? And then they can actually see which one you recommended to them. So this gives your clients a great visibility into what you do and gives them a great experience that they're going to love, right? We've done lots of what we call labs, and you'll see I love that little logo in the left-hand corner with a little a lab logo there. But we've done lots of labs at Keller Williams, and what that means is we put consumers and agents in rooms and ask them, what do you want? What do you want built? What do you want improved upon? And one of the things we hear from consumers is more insight into the process and more visibility into the process of buying or selling. So this is one of the ways that we're offering the ability for our consumers to have more insight and visibility into what we do. So let me ask you this. When you're an agent that has tools like this that you can share with your consumer versus an agent that doesn't have anything like this, does that help you stand out? Absolutely it does. It's going to help you differentiate from the competition. Those who don't have this are going to be at a disadvantage to those who do. So that's why we're building technology solutions for our agents. And so another great side is if you're on the buy side, same thing. You can, as you submit offers, you can have visibility into, your clients can have visibility into what offers were submitted and where it is in the process. You can see this one's awaiting a response, right? So this is just another great tool that we're working on for consumers. Hopefully you like that and you think that's pretty cool. We definitely do. The only other company that has this right now is Redfin. And so we're working on getting this rolled out for our agents so that we can compete with Redfin in certain areas where Redfin dominates because of their technology solutions and what they offer consumers, right? So the third and my most favorite goal of Keller Williams Technology is to make CAP irrelevant. Now, what does that mean? Let me first explain what CAP is. CAP at Keller Williams is a little different than every other real estate company. Most companies operate off of a split, meaning you're on a 50-50. Hopefully you're not on a 50-50, but 50-50, 60-40, 70-30, all the way up to like a 95-5, right? And every company kind of does it a little different. What makes Keller Williams different than the rest who focus on splits is we focus on what we call a cap. That's a certain amount of money that you pay into Keller Williams a year, and as soon as you hit that amount, then you're at you're at 100% for the rest of the year. So we have lots of agents at Keller Williams who will pay into their cap, especially if as you produce, you pay into that cap faster and faster, right? So I have lots of good friends who they cap in a week, so it's really, really fast, and others who take maybe 2 or 3 months to cap. But once you hit that cap, until your anniversary date of when you join Keller Williams, you're at 100% for the rest of the year, so you get all of your commissions. So it's a beautiful model. So I want to talk about why that's important and why what that has to do with Keller Williams Tech and how it makes it irrelevant. Here's an interesting fact. On average, the top agents in Keller Williams spend $180,000 a year on technology. And so by using Keller Williams Tech, they're going to save $180,000. I want you to think about that. That's a huge number. And the truth is that's like our 1% of our 1%. We've got agents who are doing a couple thousand transactions a year, which is incredible, right? That's a staggering number. But those agents are spending a ton of money on technology. So by using all of KW's suite of tech, they're going to save $180,000 a year. I want you to just comprehend that amount of savings. So if an agent's, let's say, paying Keller Williams a $20,000 cap a year, and they're now saving $180,000 on their tech, what do you think is a better deal, right? Does that cap really matter? That cap could double and it still wouldn't matter, even though it wouldn't. But it wouldn't matter, right? Now let's bring it down a level, because most of us aren't doing thousands and thousands of transactions a year. So let's just say for my wife and I, we were doing between $7 and $10 million about a year ago when we were still in production. And at that time, we were spending about $12,000 a year just on using our CRM alone. And if you think about that, if back home in Texas, before we moved up here to the Midwest, our cap was $18,000. And so let's look at this. If our cap was $20,000 and our tech spend dropped by $12,000 at minimum, that was just one tech solution. So let's just say that's all of it. All of the tech we were using was $12,000. If our tech spend dropped by $12,000, then we were really only paying $8,000 to be at KW. So that's how we're working on building tech solutions to make cap irrelevant. Because here's what I know: as you build your business bigger, your technology budget will go up. The only way for you to leverage and do more business is to add people into your world and to add leverage into your world. And as you do that, you've got to have technology solutions that allow you to automate processes and also allow you to be able to manage and provide value to those agents. And you do that through tech solutions, right? So just imagine, as you grow your business, if your tech spend didn't go up, how much more you'd be putting in your pocket. So this is just one of our competitive advantages for our KW agents. That doesn't include things like training. We have the #1 training company in the world. We have one of the top coaching companies in the world inside of Keller Williams. That's MAPS Coaching. And then we've got leadership opportunities. Obviously, as the regional director, I'm in charge of awarding franchises in our region, and also helping people move into leadership opportunities in our offices, what we call market centers, right? And then you've got things like culture. You've got your ALC, our Agent Leadership Council, inside of our offices, who make a lot of our decisions because we're an open book company, right? And then finally, profit share. And most people have at least heard of profit share, right? We've shared billions back in profit share in the 35 years Keller Williams has been around. And so that's a pretty big deal as well. But really, we're focused on the tech right now. So I want you to go through a quick story with me. This is Lance Loken. He's a good friend of mine. And Lance has been in the business for about 7 or 8 years now, maybe 9 at the most. And Lance is now doing 2,000 transactions a year. So in 9 years or less, he's been able to build a real estate team that does over 2,000 transactions a year in Houston, Texas, one of the top 5 teams in the country. And I have no doubt he'll be the #1 team in the country here in the next few years. He's that driven and that motivated. But when all of our tech initiatives were announced at Family Reunion back in February of 2018, Lance got in front of the top 100 when they had Gary Keller still meets with his top 100 agents. And he does this on a quarterly basis, and they meet at Family Reunion. And they all got in a room together and they were talking through all this tech stuff. And you could see the skepticism on the top agent's face, just because, for a brokerage to say that they're going to go build tech is kind of a bold statement. And Lance, who's been working on helping build some of those tech solutions through the labs process like we've talked about, where we have our top agents and our other agents helping build these tech solutions, he stood up in front of the rest of the top producers as one of the leaders in that room and said, by the end of 2018, my entire team will be using entirely Keller Williams tech solutions. And as the story goes, you could hear a pin drop in the room, because for a top team who's selling that many transactions a year, how important do you think technology is to what he does? And because he had been involved in the labs process, he was that committed to what Keller Williams was building that he believed that truthfully his team could be entirely on tech solutions by the end of the year. And so why is that important? Because it's easier to take a race car and make it street legal than to take a street car and turn it into a race car. Okay, what does that mean? That means it's easier to build tech for our top agents that work for our top teams, and then strip away some of the features so that it's very manageable for our individual agents. So we build it for the top, and when you do that, it's very easy to take that and make it, I don't want to say dumb it down, but make it easier for people who don't have tons of team members or maybe have no team members to be able to use it as kind of a single agent platform, right? So I don't care if you're a top agent or you're a single producer, what they're building right now is usable for both. Now, I hope it's okay. I want to share with you real quick just a couple of the tech solutions they're building right now, and you can kind of take a look at this. And then if you have any questions, I'll give you my email to reach out to me, or you can reach out to one of our team leaders in the area who probably sent you this video. But on the left-hand side, you can see Command. KW Command is our CRM tool that's being built right now. I'm currently in the beta group for this. It's really fantastic. But you can see it's got your tasks to be completed for the day, and then it's got your tasks for the week and where you are completion in terms of what percentage for those. And below that, you've got your to-do list. And what I love is you can check off if you've done them. You can delegate to maybe another team member, or you can snooze them until a later date, right, or just delete them altogether. But this is a great way for you to be able to kind of just manage your day and manage all the tasks that you have to do, because we all know in real estate there's like 100 things to do. And so this is a great way for you to be able to manage that and delegate to different team members if you have team members. And then you've got some cool stuff on the right-hand side there. You've got your calendar, which obviously is going to show you what's coming up for the day, or you can even see the next 7 days. And then on top of in the top right-hand corner of Command, you can see a public leaderboard. So if you have team members and you want to kind of gamify what you do, you want to have everyone on a competition or just kind of competing against one another, you can show different things. So like who's got the most leads for the week, or who's done the most deals for the month. You can track different things, and that allows you to kind of motivate and just allows you to gamify what you do and make it fun, right? Because real estate's best when it's really fun. So another cool feature there. And then on the right-hand side, you've got referrals. And let me just say, I could go so much deeper into all this. I just don't have time, and I know you don't have time either. So if you want to see more, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to show you, or one of our team leaders would be more than happy to show you what else is behind what I'm showing you. I'm only showing you one screen on each one of these. So feel free to connect, and I can show you more, or one of our team leaders can show you more as well. But our referrals is a big one that's already rolled out, and all those blue dots on that page is Keller Williams production, right? So that's individual units that people have either sold or helped on the buy side. And so let's say you have a referral. If you think about the referral process right now, you have no way of managing that. You either manage it through paper or you manage it through your email, but there's no system right now that you're probably using to manage referrals. So Keller Williams solved that issue. We've built a referral system. We've had 4 to 5 billion that's already been done inside of the system, but essentially allows you to just pick a location. Let's say you have a client who's moving from Ohio or Indiana or Kentucky and moving down to Austin, Texas. You could click on the map and go to Austin, Texas, find specifically where they're looking to move to, and then you can filter for different things. So let's say you want to find an agent that's done at least 10 deals. They're in MAPS coaching, so you know they're committed. And then that will help narrow down your search. And let's say you find 10 agents, but you don't want to pick between. You can send it what's called a referral broadcast it out to those 10 agents. They don't know who's broadcasting it. All they know is that there's a potential referral, and so they're going to then apply for taking your referral. And so then once you decide who to pick, you select them, and then you can manage that entire process from within inside the tech solution. So this is another great one. We've already had lots of agents using it, and we've got 180,000, so there are lots of referrals being sent all around the country right now, and our top agents are really benefiting from that because they're involved and they're active in getting more referrals. Okay, 2 more solutions I'm going to show you really, really quickly. Connect Groups on the left-hand side. This is just a way to take, remove it. You don't want to be dependent on things like Facebook. So this is a great way for you to take probably the way you're managing your team right now, which is like either Facebook or Slack or another text solution, or maybe you're just using a text group or something like that. This allows you to have a platform inside of Keller Williams Tech that enables you to communicate with your team or with your office and do lots of cool things. So it's kind of like combining Facebook and Slack together if you've ever used both of those tools. And one of the things I love, this is a team view. Look in the top right-hand corner. You can see listing appointments, listings taken, closings, and profit. So one of the things we do at Keller Williams is we focus our agents on our agents on 4 key metrics, and these are the 4 ones that matter most. Our strongest agents focus on listing appointments, listings taken, closings, and then obviously profit, right? What you take home and put in your pocket. So that allows you, we have a system that allows you to set your goals and then track where you are, and so it really allows your entire team to see how are we doing towards our goal. And so this allows you to have a great visibility. No one on your team can hide from where we are from the goal, right? Or if you're an individual agent, it's the same thing. You'll have your own goals up there, and it doesn't have to be other people with you. It's just you, and you know where you are. You can't hide from your goals, right? They're right there in front of you. Again, just another great solution that's being built right now. And then finally, the one on the right-hand side, which is Command. So if you are looking to hire someone on to help you, whether that be an assistant or if you're already a top producer and you have team members, this is an incredible solution that we have right now, and it's called Command Leverage. It allows you to manage the process of hiring people. If you think about right now, if I asked you how many interviews you had in the last 6 months, and let's say you said more than 5, there's a good chance if any of those were more than a week old, you probably have none of the material you used in the process of hiring, and you probably don't even remember their names. So this allows you to keep candidates, kind of build a bench of talent for your business, because like we say in Keller Williams, the only way for you to continue to grow your business is to add leverage in. And not everyone wants to do that, and that's okay. But for those of you who do, this tool allows you to manage the hiring process of bringing on talent onto your team, and not only manage the ones you hire, but the ones that you, as you start thinking out 6 months, a year, and you're starting to think about building a bench of talent so that you can go grab those people and put them in the right spots on your team. You already have those people in the system that you've been managing and nurturing. So again, just another great tool. And then we've got other things like our mobile app, Kelly, which is our AI assistant, which is pretty fantastic. Basically allows you to manage everything we talked about from your phone. We've got consumer-facing technology that we showed you some of that earlier, and we've got more to come. And then Smart Plan Studio, this allows you for your CRM system to be able to set people up on drip campaigns, things like that, to be able to stay in touch with, let's say, your database. You want to set them up on a touch campaign where you communicate with them X amount of times a year. You can set all that up from inside your CRM system, and it's all done for you. And then finally, Lead Accelerator, which allows you to manage your pay-per-click, all the different, any lead generation you drive off of the internet or the web. This allows you to manage that process and set it all up from inside the system. So I know I went over a ton, and I went longer than I expected, so I do apologize. I tried to make it as short as I could, but there's just so many good stuff I had to share with you. So if you have any questions, please, please, please feel free to reach out to one of our local team leaders. They are more than happy to just show you what's being built, give you more insight into where we are in kind of this tech revolution in real estate. And then if you have any questions for me as the regional director, feel free to reach out. My email is pressmckissick@kw.com. I would be more than happy to help you in any way that I can. More than anything, we are fervent believers that we have to protect our industry, and it's important. And so if you have that common shared vision and anything we showed you today piques your interest, feel free to connect with either our team leaders or myself, and we can talk more about that. Continue to go out there and crush it in your business. I hope you're all doing great. But again, any questions you have, feel free to reach out. So thank you for your time. I know it's valuable. Appreciate you and hope to hear from you soon.